Okay, in this video we are going to learn how to calculate the mean absolute deviation, MAD. This is a measure of dispersion or variability in the data, and there's a few steps in here. I'm just going to show you this and then show you an example. We have a data set that we're going to put in this portion, and again, this is a small data set just to illustrate the process. Once you master it, then you can do a bigger data set, but this is to illustrate. This is going to give us the number of observations that are in the sample, and once we have those two things, we can calculate the mean, and the mean is basically the sum of all the numbers divided by n. We learned this in the one how to calculate measure of mean, a measure of center. Now, once we have the data set and the mean, we can calculate the absolute deviation from each data point to the mean. To do that, we just basically take the value and subtract the mean, and if it's a negative number, you make it positive. If it's a positive number, you leave it that way. That's what we mean by absolute deviation. So we're going to do that for every data point in here. Now, once we have that, we calculate the average of all those differences by using basically the same formula of the mean, by adding all the values and then dividing by the number of observations. Okay, so let's work a small example here. So we have a small data set, 2, 4, 5, 8, 4, 5, 4, and 8. And we have a total of 8 observations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And with that information, we can calculate the mean. We add all the numbers, and we get 40, and then divide by 8. That gives us a 5. So that gives us the mean. Now we have to find the absolute deviation of each data point from the mean. So for example, the first one is 2 minus 5 is minus 3, but we're finding the absolute deviation, so we just put number 3. Then the next one is 4 minus 5 is minus 1, but then it's going to get, the absolute deviation is 1, and we continue. 5 will be 0, 8 minus 5 is 3, 4 minus 5 is minus 1, gives us a 1, 5 minus 5 is 0, 4 minus 5 is minus 1, we have a 1 here, and 8 minus 5 is 3. Now we have all the absolute deviations from the mean, and then what we do is just add all those numbers, gives us 12, and then divide by the total number of observation, which is 8, and that will give us the mean absolute deviation. Okay, and that's how you solve this problem.